What is up, everyone? Today we're going to be looking at chapter 1092 of One Piece. This chapter is titled The Tyrant Kuma's Rampage Through the Holy Land. Now, start off with looking at the cover art. This is a fan request by the looks of it, and it just shows Jinbei swimming with a bunch of massive remoras that are cozying up to him. It's an interesting piece of art there, but regardless of that, we're going to crack on, shall we? Now, looking at the first panel, we can see it's a big drawing of Marie Joie. We can see that actually it says, one day ago at Marie Joie, the invincible slave, which is Kuma, has returned. He's managed to climb all the way up, and a bunch of soldiers are trying to stop him. Basically, now we can actually see that they've got him all on chains, chained him up, got the spears, pointing at him, ready to hold him down, but as one of them saying, he's just too much. Then we can actually see him, more close-up shot of his face, and he's huffing and puffing, and one of them saying that basically he's trying to go somewhere. And then what does he do? He uses his Ursa shot, bam, just causes a big explosion, blows them all away, vaporizes a bunch of stuff. Then we can actually see him on his knees in the next panel here, kneeling down. Someone's saying, what are you trying to do? What do you think you're doing? Picking up where the Revolutionary Army left off. And of course, who is it? It's Akainu, the Fleet Admiral. We're actually going to finally see some more action from him. He says here that the damage you've done here is unprecedented, Kuma. And then we can see one of the knights actually saying Fleet Admiral Sakazuki. And then in the next panel, we can actually see the Celestial Dragon here, basically stamping on one of the guards, basically saying you're a miserable excuse for a guard, and basically shouting at Akainu, saying he wanted lobster for dinner last night, but they told him they had none in stock. Typical Celestial Dragon, greedy as hell, only thinking about himself. But moving on to the next panel, we can see a bunch of the Celestial Dragons sort of standing back watching the fight unfold, and someone's saying that this has never happened before. Basically, how could you let the food supply at Marie Joie get so low? Another one saying, well, never mind that, you've allowed someone to hurt us. Basically, hurry up and take Kuma out, execute him, he's just a slave. And then we see another close-up of Akainu. Of course, he's got his typical cigar in his mouth, saying, well, Kuma. And then Kuma's huffing and puffing, and someone's saying, if we can't control you, then this is it, we're gonna have to finish with you. And we see Akainu standing next to him, lava dripping down from his hand, and he's basically saying, we can't allow a dangerous person like you to run wild. Your personality was supposed to have been erased years ago. And then he's basically saying, where in the world could a walking corpse like you have to go? And bam, hits him with a hellhound, melts a big chunk off his face there. We can see kind of similar to what he used on Whitebeard in the Marineford War arc. Now, interesting thing about that, actually, slight segue here, they sort of censored that. For the anime, it only takes off a bit of his beard, but in the actual manga, he melts like half his face off. So that's cool. Now we see Kuma still standing there, and Akainu's basically saying that seems you still got blood pumping in your face, still going somehow. And then Kuma tries to bolt, run away, and Akainu's telling him to stop, but my guy's just running. God knows where he's going, but I'm sure we're going to find out soon. And then we get a flashback here, and we see Bonnie tied up, and someone's basically saying it doesn't matter how much you cry about it, Kuma's consciousness will never return. He volunteered to be reborn as a weapon. And then she's screaming at him, saying, liar, he'd never offer himself up, he'd never do that, he wouldn't leave me behind. And then someone's saying to Akainu, basically, where did Kuma go? And Akainu's saying to himself, where could you be going? You've lost all your free will, your mind, all of that stuff. You're basically just a puppet now. And then we cut back to Egghead, so we may be seeing some more action here, which is good. And someone's saying that basically we need to destroy the weaponized sea beast. All the Kumas are shooting, the pacifistas are shooting all their lasers. Then we get a little cut to all the Marines outside Egghead, and they're basically saying that we've made landfall with Fabio Stratum, proceed with the occupation of the island. Admiral Kizaru has gone ahead to infiltrate it, so Kizaru's up ahead, he's starting his fight. The rest of them are trying to move in now, and we can see that the Labostratum's actually above in the clouds here. Now we do get a nice cut here, a nice panel of Kizaru and Luffy fighting each other, and someone's basically saying it's clear that you really are the man who took down Kaido. It's actually Kizaru, I'm guessing, saying that. And then he's saying that, yeah, you're a tough one, and yet I have to wonder why a pirate like you would want to protect Vegapunk. And then Luffy's saying right back at ya, why do you basically want to kill Apple Gramps, which is Vegapunk, I'm guessing. And then you can see Kizaru charging up some sort of laser. Luffy's shooting off all his fists. They're clashing, they're fighting, things are going back and forth. We can see here in this next bit someone saying what? And then Luffy's saying, well, how far did he fly? And then in the next panel we can actually see Kizaru, who's sort of flying up in the air, charging up another laser, gonna shoot that off. And he's saying, it's not like I want to kill him, I've known Vegapunk for a long time. So again, this is probably quite a hard thing for him to have to do, but he has to follow orders. It does make me wonder whether it'll get to a point where he just stops following orders and does what he thinks is the right thing, but whether that does happen remains to be seen. And then he's saying him basically, please don't get in the way, after all acceleration is power, and he just zips right through. Luffy's covering his eyes, I guess because of the lights sort of blinding him, and then Kizaru just launches a kick, wham, and then you can see he takes the Vega Force 1 out, and then he says that the Vega Force 1 is finally finished, the giant robot mankind has always dreamed of, and bam, you can see him, he just slides through, smashes that thing in half while it's running with the Sunny. Then you see an explosion, that thing just falls apart, really. And then we can see a little bit here of Frankie flying through the air, shouting for Luffy. The Vega Force is just in pieces. The Sunny's been launched, that goes flying. And then we can see one of them saying, basically telling them all, Frankie, Bonnie, to run. The Vega Force 1 is going to, I guess, explode. And then, yes, we can see in the next panel, boom, it just blows up. That's gone. Hopefully the Sunny's alright. They've all got to leg it now. They got no big robot. They're going on foot. They ain't going to get caught. And then the next bit, we see one of them saying, damn it, the number 1 was a dream robot, I'm not letting this slide, is the Sunny alright? Then one of them saying Straw Hat got blown away, and then Frankie's basically saying, Kizaru, you scum. And then Kizaru says that you've gotten quite a bit taller, Bonnie, kids these days sure do grow fast, I'm here on orders to eliminate Dr. Vegapunk. And then Bonnie's saying, you have it out for him, right? Don't get in the way. And then she says, let's just say I realised that the person I should be targeting is someone else. And timely thrust, she actually goes and tries to take out Kizaru, but of course, what's she gonna do? She ain't gonna be able to do anything to him. And he's basically saying, look, don't make me hurt you. He's had to hurt more friends than he cares to on this mission. He doesn't want to hurt her as well. She goes flying. Frankie tells him to watch out behind you. Then we see another explosion. He's shouting, Bonnie. Yeah, one of them screaming. Frankie's mad now. As Kizaru, you bastard, take this. And then he charges out a radical beam. I guess he's charging that up. And then someone says, what? Where'd he go? He disappeared. Oh no. Stella's in danger. Then he tries to talk to the control room, tries to speak to Usopp, rings that. We do actually cut back here to the Labostratum control room, and basically Usopp managed to get hold of him. He's basically saying, is everything okay, Frankie? We just heard a huge bang, and then Eureka, we cracked the code. But it seems they have managed to figure out the code, got past through York security, sorted that out. And then she's saying, huh, you did it? You damn geniuses. So I guess they cracked that a lot sooner than they thought she was going to. And then he's basically saying to Frankie that we can disable the barrier as the Vega Force 1 carried the ship back to the island. And then he was going to say no, I guess he was about to tell him it's been destroyed. But then we see Kizaru come up, and he's basically saying that your escape plans failed, Vegapunk. I'm afraid your dream robot is far out of reach after what I did to it. Then we see a little panel on the side here, Kizaru standing right there next to Vegapunk. They're all screaming, one of them shouting, Kizaru? When the hell did he get there? We're done for. And he's basically telling Vegapunk, no, please understand, this isn't an easy mission for me, I didn't want to drag this out. And he's basically saying that hurt, but then bam, that really burns. That was actually Luffy saying that hurt, but here he comes out of nowhere, Gear 5 Luffy, here we get to see it again, come out, giant mode, grabbed Kizaru, got him in his hand. Looks like that took Kizaru by surprise as well. And then Kizaru's saying that there you are, this is... And then it cuts out a bit, and we can see Luffy there, and basically someone saying you have some nerve knocking me all the way down here. I had to cross that barrier twice, and I thought it was going to kill me. And then it cuts to like some giant robot we see here, and it looks like it wakes up, and it says the uncanny glint in its eyes. So I don't know whether Luffy's actually woken that up. Don't know what it's going to do. I'm sure we're going to see it in the next chapter though anyway. But yeah, that looks like everything for chapter 1092. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded much lately. I have been away on holiday and only just come back. But if you do enjoy the content, please subscribe, leave a comment, and I shall catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.